I can relate to this, but it depends on where I'm traveling to, usually. Because if I'm traveling to, like, you know, someplace where I know I'm going to have a lot of fun, it makes the trip not that bad, you know? But if I'm traveling someplace and at the end of this travel is something that I know I'm having to stomach because of just, like, you know, me making the trip as a favor or something like that, and I'm going down there, and then all of a sudden I get down there and it's just like everything becomes infinitely worse, and I'm just like I'm actually like wanting to go home. I'm wanting to go home, and I'm wanting to not be here right now. I just want to be somewhere else. I've had those trips, and I don't miss them. I do not miss them at all. Well, apparently, Emery Chew hates traveling as well. So I guess I wonder what place she's gonna hate traveling to. I mean, God knows it wasn't Japan, because, you know, she friggin' loves Japan, and that's where she lives now.
The process of actually getting there might have sucked.
Might have, yeah. Especially given, like, the COVID restrictions that the country in some ways still has. Oh, God. Well, I guess we're gonna see what kind of traveling Emery Chew hates. So let's give it a glance, and let's hear her out. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
I've mentioned this before a long time ago, but I'm not really fond of traveling, specifically international travel, which is a little ironic because since moving to Japan, I've been doing a lot of international traveling, whether it be for cons, to visit family, or to see friends. Usually the destination itself is a lot of fun, but what I hate is the process of air travel. I hate the miserable North American airport experience, the sitting in silence for 12 hours with a sore butt and a dry face, the jet lag, the mad dash to connecting flights, and my crippling fear of dying. And yes, I know the statistics. I know that flying is the safest form of travel and that it is currently the safest it has ever been. But my personal biggest fear is being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So you could tell me that I have a 1 in 1 million chance of dying in a plane crash, and I'd still go, so you're saying there's a chance. And usually
She gets it. She gets it.
Uh-huh.
I've been trying to explain this to Nate.
Yeah.
It's like safest form of travel. Like, there's basically no chance that your plane is going to crash. Like, but if it does,
yeah,
you're not surviving it.
Yeah, true, but same can be said for trains. Same thing can be said for cars. I mean...
Except for people survive car crashes every day. People survive train crashes every day.
Don't know about the trains, because a lot of train mishaps end in derailing, and once derailing happens, yeah, shit can go haywire pretty fast. Cars, yeah, but the truth is,
but someone surviving a plane falling out of the sky is usually considered a miracle.
Huh?
Someone surviving a plane falling out of the sky is usually considered a miracle.
No, it's called crash landing, and they happen quite a bit. And a lot of people survive those.
And some people die horribly in awful conditions after surviving it. Or have to eat people to survive.
Okay, you're looking at the most extreme of circumstances. Like, okay.
That's the same reason I don't want to get on a ship, because one time, a bunch of dudes on the ship in the middle of the ocean got sunk and then got systematically picked off by sharks over the course of many, many hours.
Boy, the USS Indianapolis.
And that's exactly what I'm going to be thinking of the entire time I'm on a boat heading over the ocean somewhere.
You know what I think of? You know what I think of every time I get in a car? All the amount of people who I know personally who died in car accidents. Do you know how many people I know who've died in a plane crash? You know how many people? Yeah, exactly. And my whole deal is just like, if it was so dangerous, people wouldn't do it. And honestly, I mean, the statistics are there, and for me, that's enough.
I mean, I don't believe that's true. I believe people still drive despite how dangerous it is. So, I don't believe that people wouldn't do it if it was so dangerous.
Well, it's because driving is the cheapest form of automotive travel, whereas airplanes, in terms of just the distance that you can cover, in terms of convenience, I mean, that to me is just, that's the world of difference. And I was like, you can cross oceans. You're a Greek fucking myth whenever you're in an airplane. And that's how amazing that is in terms of the scale of humanity, of where we've come ever since we sprung up into existence. It's people, and it's only been here in the last 100 years that we've been able to fly. And that to me is just so amazing. Oh well. Anyway.
Still scary.
Life is scary. Get used to it.
Says something like, "Oh, but I bet you're not scared of driving, which is far more dangerous." I am, actually. I mean, I still did it. I didn't like it, though. The astigmatism definitely didn't help. Anyways, my issue with travel is that when it goes good, it's great. And when it goes bad, it's a shit show. So I'd like to tell you all about my first trip to the UK that ended up being maybe a little bit traumatic. Oh, but first, if you're anything like me and you're also not the biggest fan of traveling long distances, then you might be interested in today's sponsor, Boxu. Boxu is a Japanese snack box that works with family businesses all over Japan to deliver unique treats right to your doorstep.
I'm about to just run upstairs right now and tell Kate to go the fuck to bed. Because she just refuses to sleep.
I would message her and be like, Nate says go to sleep.
No. If she's not done after we're done recording this video, I will run up there and tell her go to bed.
Every month. No flight required. When you sign up for Boxu or give it as a gift, the very first snack box you'll receive is called Seasons of Japan, and it includes a little taste of all 4 seasons. I've worked with Boxu before, and I'm always surprised at their ability to curate a variety of snacks that I've personally never seen before. Some of the standouts for me in this box include the organic Genmaicha tea, which has a delicious combination of sencha leaves and roasted brown rice. I love the inclusion of tea in every box, and every single one I've had so far has tasted incredible, but this one is definitely my favorite. I also really liked the white chocolate-infused freeze-dried strawberries, both for its super cute appearance and its tasty, fruity sweetness. But my absolute favorite thing in the box was this dondonyaki snack, which is a savory senbei fried and marinated in tonkatsu sauce. It was tangy, peppery, a little sweet, savory, crunchy. It was delicious. If you're looking for a good holiday gift for an adventurous snack and
So, yeah, the thing with him is just this is the same woman who prefers udon over ramen.
So you don't trust her snack?
I trust her to a certain extent, but this is still the same woman who prefers udon over ramen, and I'm just
enthusiast or yourself, then use my code Emirichu to get $15 off your first Boxu snack box. Link will be in the description down below. Didas and I were visiting the UK as a nice little holiday to see friends after finishing 2 back-to-back conventions, and our first stop was London. Our friends had warned us that hotels in London were usually really bad.
I've heard
but
that.
I booked a place that had glowing reviews when I was hotel hunting. It looked really nice from the pictures, and a lot of people seemed to have really good things to say about it. So imagine my surprise when we excitedly unlock our door, tired as hell from flying for 17 hours, and we walk into what looks like a windowless jail cell with a single bed.
Yes. You got scammed.
It looked nothing like the pictures. Why were there so many good reviews? Were that many people just lying about this?
Yes. It's called fake reviews. People pay through the nose to get them. It's literally... See, here's the thing. For every honest review that's on there, it's don't stay here. It's a scam. there are hundreds of reviews out there that are written to look legitimate and are paid for by that place just so people will be fooled into buying a room there. It happens way more often than you think, and oftentimes the hotel review apps don't have any way to clarify it.
This hotel? Well, you know, as long as the beds are clean, we're really only going to use this place to sleep, right? We don't need a nice hotel room to enjoy London. But Sydney, upon seeing the picture of our room, was so appalled at how much of a blatant scam it was, said, "That's no way to start, England," and she and Garnt very kindly booked us a room at the hotel they had been staying at.
Oh.
It was much nicer,
Damn.
and their hotel breakfast was bomb. Hey,
Good on you, Sid. Damn.
thank you, Sid and Gart. Also, they ended up doing some online digging about our first hotel and let me know that a lot of the positive reviews were in fact fake.
Ah!
So,
What did I say? What did I frickin' say? Every time.
I was fooled. But it's okay, just a bumpy start to the trip. It should be smooth sailing from here.
It was not.
Next stop, Brighton.
Oh,
Booked another hotel for our one-night trip in Brighton, and
Hell
this one
yeah.
was nice,
London by the sea.
spacious, cozy, and clean, and it had glowing reviews that I'm pretty sure were real.
I just love it. Nice place, innit?
So we made ourselves comfy, watched some live-action One Piece, and tucked in for a night of blissful sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night, feeling a little restless, feeling
Haunted?
itchy,
Oh,
I got up
Bed bugs.
and stumbled into the bathroom, and noticed there were a few itchy bites on my arm.
Bed bugs. Oh, God.
that sucks.
Oh, and you have my sympathies. Vaya con Dios.
There was another on my shoulder. Maybe a mosquito found its way into our room. But then I saw it. A fresh bump on my back. Surely not. It can't be. There's no way. I checked the mattress when we got here. And there it was. To my horror, 2 fresh drops of blood. Oh, shit. Hey, do you feel itchy anywhere at all?
No. Why?
I woke up and I have some bug bites. I think this bed might have the... That's right.
Accurate. Yeah, I could definitely see him doing that. Just like all of a sudden, just talking to Diaz. I think there's something.
That sucks. I hate to laugh at that.
I do too, but
Just the way it was animated was purposefully trying to make it funny. So-
well, no, dude. Like she did really good, like drawing like horror, like I could very much see this being like a Junji Ito kind of thing right here. Like all of a sudden,
There was another
like the music and everything.
on my shoulder.
Like there's a little more comedic because you know the sweat beads and everything.
Maybe a mosquito found its way into
But
our
then
room.
this one here,
But then I saw it. A fresh bump
that one right there looks like something out of like a seinen or a horror anime.
on my back. Surely not. It can't be. There's no... Hey, I woke up and I have some bug bites. I think this bed might have the... That's right, dear viewer. Our hotel room had bed bugs. Bed bugs! Little did I know that this was just a taste of the bed bug epidemic that would soon ravage Europe.
Yeah, I heard about that. That sucks. Also, we had not in your room or in my room,
Thankfully.
but in Kate and Caitlin's room, there were bed bugs, and there were plenty.
It's because Kate had to clean out some lady's place that had them and ended up accidentally bringing them back to her room.
Yep, and the whole thing is.
That was paranoid as shit for a while.
I was too.
Kept checking my mattress and stuff, just being like, those fuckers better not come.
I was
out
too.
today.
I was just like looking. I was like, I think we're good. Thankfully, it hasn't happened. You know, Knock on wood.
Apparently, they only affect certain people too, so some people can have them and not realize it because they don't have any allergic reaction to the bites. So that's creepy. But I'm allergic to freaking everything, so I'm willing to bet. If I ended up getting them, I would definitely fucking probably know it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, bedbugs are one of my biggest travel fears, so I started crying immediately.
Aww,
I called up the hotel owner, still freaking out, and he came over and refunded me on the spot and was super apologetic. But there were no other rooms available for the night, so who was there to come to our rescue once again at 3 in the morning? Sydney and Garnt.
Hey.
They had us leave our luggage and pajamas outside.
Garnt, you picked a good one, my dude. Garnt, well done. Well done, man. Sydney, like, I've seen her in some of Garnt's videos, and she is a just amazingly awesome, like, person. And Garnt, home run, buddy. You picked the good one.
Gave us a change of clothes and had us sleep in their guest room for the rest of the night. But I couldn't sleep. Because you want to know what's really fucked up about bedbugs? They inject you with an anesthetic when they bite you so that you don't feel it, which means you might not notice a bedbug bite hours or even days afterwards when it wears off. And I was starting to suddenly feel bites that I didn't notice before, and I was caught in a paranoid loop of wondering if I'd unknowingly brought them over to Garnt's place. I could never forgive myself if I did that. I kept checking the bed sheets, checking my own body every time I thought I felt something, but there was never anything. And so, the night passed, and I didn't get a wink of sleep. These little bastards play some sick, twisted mind games with you. In the morning, we nuked all our clothes in the dryer and inspected the contents of our luggage.
Yeah, you have
Still jet-lagged.
It's hard to do, and it took me forever, like, growing up to get over it. But, like, thinking about certain insects and stuff when I was younger would always give me, like, the feeling that they were crawling on me, like, immediately. Like, spiders used to do that, too.
Yeah, just, like, all of a sudden you'd be like...
And I had to get rid of my fear of spiders. And then once I started to get really interested in spiders and I started to watch people free-handle venomous ones, I'm like... Suddenly my heebie-jeebies about them is just going away. And so it's like, if a spider disappears, I'm not just like, oh, crap, where is it? Is it on me? You know, it's like, I'm just like, where'd he go?
Yeah, me... Whenever I think of, like, I don't know, it's like a millipede or centipede, and I just, like, imagine, like, the crawling sensation, just, like, going up my arm and everything. Like, all of a sudden, I don't know what it is, just, like, all of a sudden I just go...
Oh. See, the thing about centipedes is if one of those actually crawls on you, you're definitely going to know it because they have sharp feet. So they're going to poke the crap out of you while they crawl on you. Millipedes, on the other hand, they would probably feel interesting. They'd just be like massagey. You know?
Yeah. No, I felt like a millipede on, like, my hand. Like, they had them, like, years ago for, like, Boy Scouts. They did, like, an exhibit showing us what they were like.
Yeah, centipedes are definitely creepy because they're gigantic venomous things.
Yeah.
Sleep deprived and now horrified, we optimistically said, well, it really can't get worse than this. This trip can only go up from here, right?
Don't jinx yourself.
And for a while, it did. We traveled to Oxford, ate some more delicious English breakfast, tried Sunday roast for the first time, some classic fish and chips, and we got to meet some amazing people and make new friends and new memories.
Nice.
All good stuff, right? For our last day or so, we were back in Brighton. It was a cold, rainy, and windy day. Actually,
so it's typical for UK. Be thankful you enjoyed the days where it wasn't raining or windy or cloudy and dreary.
That might not
to be
what
honest,
she's upset about, though.
it was rainy and windy for most of the days we were in the UK, but it was extra windy today. We decided to head into town to get some last-minute shopping done, and before we left, Sydney asked if I could return an item for her at a store that happened to be in the same mall that we were headed to. I was like, I'd love to do this very simple task for you. You've already done so much to help us out during this trip. It's the least I could do. So she put the receipt in the bag, and we ordered a taxi. Right off the bat, as soon as we exited our taxi, we were assaulted by a nasty gust of wind.
Oh, the receipt flew out of that bag.
The kind of wind that made you shut your eyes and fear that something was going to fly straight into them. We should hurry and get inside the mall so we can return Sydney's...
Yep.
That's right, dear viewer. I lost the receipt not even a minute upon arrival. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was living in a Nichijou sketch. We checked and chased after every dirty stray receipt that came across our path, and none of them ended up being the receipt that got blown out of Sydney's shopping bag.
Damn.
Then I started getting into my own head a little too much. This is it. I'm a terrible friend. She's gonna think I'm incompetent and stupid, and I can't even do this one simple thing without messing it up. She's never gonna want to ask me to do anything ever again. I've been nothing but a burden and an inconvenience this whole trip, and I'll probably never be asked to come back again.
Hey, don't
Sounds like anxiety to me. I have the same shit.
let it get you down too much. It's just a receipt.
It ended up not being a big deal, but I still felt bad. The rest of the day went fine. We got some shopping done, tried some savory pastries from this place called Greg's. The receipt thing just felt like the final little hiccup to finish off our trip, but we'd be able to return home tomorrow. Surely there won't be any more problems. On our last day, we decided to get some burritos for lunch on our way to the airport.
Oh boy.
Would you like some jalapenos?
No, thank you.
Would you like some jalapenos?
Yes.
Don't do it. No.
I just got...
He did. Bye, Didas. Hope it was fun. You have officially going to shit your guts out.
food poisoning. Like 2 hours before our flight. It was like the UK was giving us one final middle finger as a souvenir. I'm pretty sure he got it from the jalapenos, and ironically, I've been avoiding fast food jalapenos for years because I'd also gotten food poisoning from them once upon a time. So this sort of reaffirmed my aversion to them. But it was okay. We laughed off our bad luck in between Diaz's countless pooping breaks. This was just the cherry on top. And then our flight got delayed, which meant we wouldn't be able to make it to our connecting flight in Dubai, which happened to be the last flight to Tokyo of the day, which meant we had to have an extra connecting flight added to our itinerary, which meant we had to get on 3 separate flights to get home, which totaled to 18 hours of flying, not including the layover time, while Didas had food poisoning. Now, normally I don't mind flight delays all that much because I know there's nothing I can really do about them, but it's significantly more stressful when your travel partner is one bad turbulence bump away from pooping himself. We thought, wow, it really can't get much worse than this.
Stop jinxing it! I see your problem. You have a problem with jinxing yourself.
Yes. Just, it's like, think it, don't say it. Because if you think it, it's not out there in the ether, and the universe can be like, oh, let's crank up the shit-o-meter a little bit. Oop, too far. I made Didas shit himself.
This must be the cherry on top, but at least we're homeward bound. And then the actual worst thing happened.
Oh
no.
At the beginning of our second flight, we received news of a very sudden and unexpected loss. Obviously, I'm not going to go into any personal details, but as you can probably imagine, it was a genuine shock. It was as if the universe had decided to challenge our unwavering optimism. And instead of just another cherry on top, it gave us a whole sundae made of just cherries. We just sat with this knowledge for the rest of the flight, trying to process it the best we could in between the layovers and the skies, and the remaining 12 hours felt like an eternity. And suddenly, the food poisoning, bed bugs, and various other travel mishaps we went through now felt like nothing. Insignificant. Minor inconveniences that really didn't matter. And even when we finally made it home, we couldn't even really feel relieved. Just kind of exhausted, to be honest. And for the record, we're doing okay now after taking some time off, so no need to worry. But I think it goes without saying, I still don't like traveling. I really don't want to end this video on a super depressing note, and I don't want the comment section to get too serious, so I invite you to tell me about your worst travel experience in the comments. Initially, I started scripting this video right after the bedbug incident, and that was going to be my short little Halloween video, just about the bedbugs. But things just kept happening, and to be honest, I debated whether or not I should even include that last part in the video. But out of everything, it was the most impactful part for us when I recalled the whole trip. So I thought it would be remiss to not at least mention it. Moral of the story is, don't go to the UK. I'm just kidding. Kidding. I'm definitely gonna be back at some point. The real moral of the story is, don't eat fast food jalapenos.
I don't eat spicy food and jalapenos in general before getting on a plane. I mean, just eat something safe. Know what I mean?
Yeah. I just, yeah.
I'm just assuming by the context because
It was
the way
his
she
mother.
animated it, that it was probably, yeah,
His mother or sibling.
well, somebody in his family.
Yeah.
Because she animated it as it was several missed calls from his dad, and he was the one crying immediately. So sorry for your loss, Titus.
That's, yeah.
That's really sad to hear, man.
And here's the thing, when I, like, not to take away from or you know, compare, because, you know, it's like, it's just, when stuff like that happens, like when, I remembered when my mom called me and told me that my sister had cancer. I mean, you've had to deal with, like, cancer as well on your family because your mother, you know, and everything, and, you know, those calls are just very much just like, I hate to say it, but they hit you in the teeth, and it's important
It's
to
actually,
stay calm and just take the moment and let it, and just be present in the moment, and just try and keep yourself in a good mental state throughout it, so that you can take everything in. And it's hard not to disassociate because, you know, part of your brain wants to be there and be supportive, but the other part of your brain wants to run away from the problem and just not hear it. And yeah,
I think there's a part of most people's brains that tries to tell you that it's not actually real. Like when you hear stuff like that at first.
that's the running away.
Yeah.
Denial. I mean, denial is something that, here's the thing, I have learned in my life to just, I hate to say it, but accept the way some things are in the world. That doesn't mean that I'm happy about it, and that doesn't mean that I accept that that's the way that it always has to be. But there are some inevitable things about life. For me, there's only two guarantees in life, like in terms of existence. Number one, you are going to be born into you're born, you are birthed into this world. And number two, one day, in no discernible way, one day you are going to die. Those are unmovable, unshakable facts of life. Those are the only two that are guaranteed at this point. And everything you do in between is up to you. You have free will, and you have the ability to dictate and determine what you like how you live your life and everything. And there's some people out there who say free will doesn't exist and we're all just puppets on a string. I don't know. There's just people out there who have said that, and to me, it's just doesn't make sense given everything I've seen. But anyway, some pretty heavy stuff in this, man. Especially there at the end. I mean, it sucks that they had a bad time, but you know, when reality hits, you know, like we all like think about the trivial things, just like, oh, I'm upset because the internet went out earlier today, which it did. And it's like, oh, I'm upset because, you know, it's gonna take like 3 hours to download this update. Oh, I'm upset because, you know, it's like, oh, life couldn't get any worse. It's like, and then life went, you know, the trivial things in life are all of a sudden just brushed aside, and then reality rears its ugly head and just like delivers something unto you that
That might be why I'm as chill as I am, because the trivial things don't bother me quite as much, because I'm always worrying about worst case scenarios.
yeah, they don't bother me as much anymore.
I'm having anxiety about the really bad things happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say is, like, those kind of phone calls is actually, like, a fear of mine. Like, I'm always, like, worried that eventually I'm going to get that kind of phone call from somebody. And it's one of the reasons when people talk about nowadays, they're like, everybody's glued to their phones all the time. It would be good for everyone to just go out to the woods for, like, 3 days and disconnect from, you know, the beast or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, like, I don't live with my parents anymore, and they're getting up there in age and stuff, and like I'm not gonna just not have my phone for 3 days in case something happens and I need to be there. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how people can just take themselves back away from being in contact with their loved ones when they need to be, you know?
Well, I've told my mom this, and she's in some ways taken it to heart, but in other ways that she just can't let go. I told Mom a long time ago that she needs to, like, especially when it comes to some people in her life, she needs to just cut them out and just not worry about anything that they got going on, and just cut herself off for like a day. Because, you know how many times my mom got called within the span of like 3 hours from a shit ton of different people, all needing or wanting different things, like in her, like, not telemarketers or anything like that, but like family members, friends, and stuff like that. She got 12 calls within 3 hours, dude.
Damn.
And everybody wanted something from her. It's like everybody needed like her to everybody needed her time, like, and there was nothing they could. And she wanted to be accommodating to everybody because, you know, my mom's a nice person and wants to help people, but there's only so much that she's able to do as one person. Mm-hmm. and it's not fair to. It's just like there's some people that she deals with who feel like, oh, well, you're talking to that person over there. Well, why aren't you talking to me? I mean, that's kind of rude, don't you think? It's like it.
You have to learn to say
demanding attention.
Like, if you always say yes, if you're yes, I can do that to everyone ever when they ask for stuff, then it keeps getting worse and worse on you until it's overwhelming. Like, you have to be able to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, hon. Like, you know, I already promised blah, blah, blah. I'd be doing this today. Like, something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to tell people no when it doesn't fit into your schedule. And it doesn't sound like your mom does.
And
It sounds like she just does it anyways.
Yeah. That's the reason why that she's having all those physical ailments come her way, and she just doesn't know how to say no. And she doesn't know when to just...
To be honest, I think it rubs
be in
off
her
on
own.
you a little bit, too.
Yeah, it
So I
did.
think you just keep taking on stuff when you already have a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you might just have to be like, I can't today because of this, you know?
I need to. But, yeah. Anyway.
But that's why you and your mom are such nice people, you know?
Yeah.
Just gotta be careful about letting other people take advantage of your niceness to the point that it physically starts to hurt you, you know?
Yeah, true. But, anyway. I think that's going to do it, everybody. This was Emirichu with I Hate Traveling. So, yeah. Hopefully your next trip somewhere goes smoother. And I hope that both you and Didas are, get good accommodations and everything like that. And Didas, I don't know if you'll see this, dude, but hang tough, man. I hope that everything is good with you, and I hope that your family is doing well.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can really say at this point. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Till next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Peace.